Let's rip off the bandage. You're not lazy, but you're also not doing the work. And deep down, you know it. You're scrolling through productivity content, making mental to-do lists, saving videos about starting tomorrow, but tomorrow never comes. You're tired, stuck, frustrated, and maybe even angry at yourself. You wonder, why can't I just do what I know I need to do? The truth? Laziness isn't the problem. It's just the label we use to avoid dealing with something deeper. Because when we call ourselves lazy, we don't have to look under the surface. We don't have to confront fear, self-doubt, perfectionism, emotional exhaustion, or lack of clarity. Lazy is simple. It's convenient. It makes it sound like you just need to try harder. But the hard truth is this: laziness is usually a symptom, not a cause. So let's stop blaming the surface and dig into the truth no one wants to talk about. Laziness is not a character flaw, it's a signal. Most people think laziness means you're weak, unmotivated, undisciplined, but that's rarely true. Most lazy people aren't lazy at all. They're overwhelmed, or anxious, or burned out, or paralysed by expectation. They want to change, they know what they need to do, but something under the surface keeps blocking them. So instead of looking deeper, they slap on the lazy label and live in shame. But what if we treated laziness as a message, not a moral failure? What if it was your brain's way of saying, I'm scared to fail. I don't know where to start. I'm exhausted and no one sees it. I've been pushing for so long I don't even know what I want anymore. You're not broken, you're not defective, but if you ignore the real signal, you'll keep living the same cycle. Guilt, avoidance, more guilt, paralysis. The real reasons you feel lazy. Let's look at what's really behind that lazy feeling. You might just see yourself in one or several of these. 1. You're overwhelmed by the size of the task. Ever looked at your goals and felt like you couldn't even take the first step? That's not laziness, that's task paralysis. Your brain sees a giant mountain and panics. You think, I can't do all of this. So instead of doing a small part, you do nothing. The trick: stop trying to climb the mountain. Just take the first step. Shrink the task until it feels stupidly doable. Not write a book. Just open a blank doc and write one sentence. Not get fit. Just put on workout clothes and walk for 5 minutes. The goal is to kill the intimidation, not wait for inspiration. 2. You're exhausted, mentally, emotionally, or physically. Burnout doesn't always look like collapse. Sometimes it just looks like scrolling endlessly because you can't summon the will to start. That's not laziness. That's depletion. We live in a hustle culture that rewards constant output and punishes rest. But the truth is, rest isn't a weakness, it's fuel. If you're constantly grinding without recovery, of course, you're going to shut down. Sometimes the most productive thing you can do is sleep. Sometimes your lazy day is a survival day your body is begging for. So ask yourself, am I lazy or am I depleted? And if you're depleted, rest on purpose, without guilt, so you can come back with something to give. 3. You're afraid of not being good enough. This one's subtle and deadly. You procrastinate not because you don't care, but because you care too much. You fear starting because what if it's not perfect? What if people judge you? What if you put in all the work and it still fails? So you wait and wait and wait. You call it laziness, but it's perfectionism in disguise. You'd rather delay forever than try and be disappointed. But here's the brutal truth. Doing it badly is better than never doing it at all. No one becomes great without being terrible first. No progress comes without embarrassment. No art, skill, habit, or career gets built without failing your way forward. Let go of perfection. Embrace practice. 4. You're addicted to quick dopamine. Social media, games, snacks, binge shows all give you fast, effortless pleasure. Your brain learns that a scroll or a snack gives dopamine right now, while your long-term goals ask for effort, patience, and discomfort. So guess which one your brain will choose by default? This isn't laziness, it's neurochemistry. Your brain is hijacked. 5. You don't know what you want. Sometimes laziness is misalignment. You say you want to be productive, but toward what? You feel like a failure, but by whose standards? So many people wake up chasing goals they don't actually care about, because their parents, culture, or Instagram told them they should. But when your goals aren't rooted in purpose, resistance feels like laziness. You drag your feet because your soul's not in it. Before you beat yourself up, ask, is this what I truly want, or what I think I'm supposed to want? Because when you're aligned, energy flows. When you're not, everything feels heavy. What works when motivation doesn't? If laziness is just the surface, let's talk about what gets underneath it and fix it. First, start ugly. Start small. Start now. You don't need to do it all. You don't need to be perfect. You don't even need to be ready. You just need to start. Action creates clarity. Clarity builds momentum. Momentum kills doubt. So don't aim for amazing. Aim for done. Messy work beats no work every single time. 2. Build tiny habits. That's snowball. Massive goals overwhelm your nervous system, but tiny habits, they sneak past resistance. Want to read more? 1 page a day. Want to journal? Write 1 sentence. Want to get fit? 1 push-up. Ridiculous, maybe. But those small acts build identity. And identity is what lasts when discipline wavers. 3. Schedule your effort. If it's not on your calendar, it's just a fantasy. Work when I feel like it never works. But show up at 6 p.m. every day for 25 minutes turns effort into routine. Create a low resilience backup plan. Some days you'll feel great, some days you won't. Build a system for both. On high energy days, push. On low energy days, do the bare minimum, but do something. Keep the habit alive. This creates consistency, and consistency greater than intensity every time. 5. Forgive yourself and move forward. Shame doesn't motivate, it paralyzes. The longer you punish yourself for being lazy, the more you believe that's all you are. That belief kills momentum before it starts. The people who succeed aren't the ones who never fall. They're the ones who fall 100 times and stand up 1 more. Final truth. You're not lazy, you're human. Laziness isn't the enemy. It's a clue, a flag, a signal that something inside needs attention, healing, or realignment. So stop beating yourself up. Stop calling it a flaw. Start asking better questions. What am I avoiding? What am I afraid of? What tiny step can I take today? Drop your thoughts. Be real. No shame here. Want more honest content like this that cuts through the fluff? Subscribe. You don't need more motivation, you need truth and the courage to act on it.